For number 6, we are given the function g of x equals negative x squared plus 6x minus 8. And the first thing that we're asked to do in part A is to find the vertex of this function. So that's where our formula h equals negative b over 2a comes in. So b for this function is 6, so we'll have negative 6 in the numerator, over 2 times a is negative 1. And then this is going to simplify to negative 6 over negative 2, which is the same as positive 3. So that gives us the x-coordinate of our vertex. And now to find the y-coordinate, this is where we need to go back and plug that 3 into our function. So g of 3 is going to look like negative 3 squared plus 6 times 3 minus 8. Or negative 9 plus 18 minus 8, which negative 9 plus 18 is 9, minus 8 is 1. So putting these two numbers together tells us that our vertex is located at 3, 1. And then B, we're asked to find the intercepts of our function. So this is where we need to solve the equation negative x squared plus 6x minus 8 equals 0. So I'm going to start by factoring out this negative. That's going to change the sign on everything inside the parentheses, which means now we need to find two numbers that multiply to positive 8, add to negative 6, which would be a negative 4 and a negative 2. And then setting each of those factors equal to 0 tells us that x equals 4 or x equals 2. Or as ordered pairs, 4, 0 and 2, 0 are where our x-intercepts are located. So then for part C, we want to use that information that we found in part A and part B to graph this function. So we said that we have our vertex at 3, 1, which would be located there, and then intercepts at 4, 0 and 2, 0. So now we just need to connect those 3 points with our parabola shape, and we end up with something that looks like that. Number 7, we are given the function c of x equals 21,000 minus 40x plus 0.1x squared. So we're told that this is a cost function, gives us the total cost of producing a truck, where x represents the number of trucks produced. And we're trying to figure out how many trucks should be produced to incur minimum cost. So just the fact that we see that keyword minimum tells us that we are trying to find the vertex of this function. So we're going to use the formula h equals negative b over 2a, and we just need to be careful picking out our b and our a for this function because it's not given to us in standard form. But remember, b is always the coefficient on the x term. So in this case, this is this negative 40. So we'd have minus a negative 40 in the numerator over 2 times an a is always the coefficient on the x squared term. So that would be the 0.1. So then to clean this up, we would have a positive 40 in the numerator and a 0.2 in the denominator, which dividing 40 divided by 0.2 would give us 200. And when we look back at the problem, it tells us that x represents the number of trucks produced, and we are trying to answer the question, how many trucks should be produced? So that tells us that what we're looking for here is the x coordinate of the vertex, which is what we just found. We don't have to do anything else to this. So our answer is just 200 trucks. Now, if it asks something like, what is the minimum cost when that many trucks are produced, then that's when we would need to go back and plug the 200 into C of x to find out what the minimum cost was.